up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're gonna get this thing all painted up and hopefully give it a good test drive, so stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and start fitting up all the body panels. I got a new hood, new bumper, and some used fenders to throw on it. Let's go ahead and fit that up, and if they fit good, we're gonna take the car to the painter. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get these new hood hinges installed, and then we can get the fenders on, and then the bumper, and then the hood. So let's get that done. Alright guys, now that I got that hood hinge on, I got both of the hood hinges on, I'm going to go ahead and get the driver's side fender put on. Alright guys, I went ahead and got this first fender put on. The gaps will need some more adjusting, but we'll do that as soon as it's painted down here. I just haven't put the bolts in, but when we push it in, the gaps are pretty good. So let's go ahead and get the other side fender installed, then we can move on to the front bumper. Alright, so we went ahead and got this fender on as well. The gaps are pretty good, and basically got everything bolted up, but we're gonna have to take it off again. But let's go ahead and get the front bumper on and move on to the hood. Alright, so I went ahead and got the hood put on. I'm gonna need help lining it up, so I'm gonna probably have the painter help me do that before I take it off. But other than that, the car's looking pretty good with this GT350 front bumper and this Cobra R hood. So let's go ahead and get this thing put on the trailer and taken to the painter. Alright, so this is the car at the paint shop. It's all taken apart and ready for paint. Guys, so I just got a call that the car's already painted, all the body parts are painted, so let's go ahead to the paint shop and get the car put together and get it back to the shop and finish the rest of the car up. So it's all painted, all the parts are over there, and the door was blended. Paint matches up pretty good. The fender is already put on halfway. Guys, so the Mustang's all painted and it does need a lot of work still to be put back together, and I wasn't able to get a lot of recording done at the paint shop. The painter helped me put everything together a little bit so I can drive it back to the shop, get it back to the shop. And other than that, we're gonna go ahead and start working on the interior, or the doors, and then the interior, put the door panels back on, the mirrors, the door handles, whatever, back together, and then we can go ahead and line up all the body panels on the front end and hopefully get this thing back on the road. So let's go ahead and get to work on that. And first thing I'm going to start off with is lifting the car up and pulling all the wheels off. I'm going to be installing wheel studs, and then I'm going to go ahead and bleed the brakes, put all the fender liners in, and throw the rest of the car back together. Alright guys, now I'm going to go ahead and take off all the wheels. I got the fender liners in. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the new wheel studs put in. The fender liners on, the wheels off. Let's go ahead and bleed the brakes. I'm going to go ahead and start topping it off with brake fluid, and go ahead and start with the rears and then go to the fronts. Let's get it started. Alright guys, so we did get a lot of work done to the car off camera, but it's almost complete. We still got a few more things to do. I went ahead and put the mirrors and the door handles and everything back together, and I lined up the body gaps decent, and we did go ahead and get it dyno tuned by Evolve Tuning, so it's running perfect now. It was running rough and it needed a tune because of the headers, but let's go ahead and do some finishing touches and see how this thing drives. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Mustang 5.0 badges installed, and then that's gonna be it for this car. Alright guys, so we've got this car all wrapped up. We got everything put back together, the badges, everything's put on. We got new tires in the front and the wheel as well. And then we got some new Michelins in the back. This car is pretty clean. And that 5.0 bad as well. Got them lined up perfectly. But that's basically it for the car. Let's go ahead and see if it can do a burnout. Alright guys, so that's going to be a wrap for today's video. We got the car all finished up. It looks good and it does a burnout. So make sure y'all stay tuned for the next build. And if y'all want a price breakdown on the car, make sure y'all let me know down in the comments below and I can make a video on that. Make sure y'all stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't miss the next one.